Brake. You okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you okay?
I'm totally okay. Yeah, your bags are out. You're okay though.
Welcome to another episode of Racewagen. This is the second last event of the season, and we drove 7 hours from the Akron area to the Chicago area to drive with NASA Pro Racing at Autobahn Country Club.
Yep, so it's actually my first weekend in HPDE 4 and first time at Autobahn. Hey everybody, we're out here at Autobahn for the first time. We just got here literally 5 minutes ago. There's not really anyone here yet, none of our team is here. So we don't have the tools to torque the bolts on the wheels, so we're gonna have to find some tools from someone else to be able to get out on track for the last 2 sessions of Test and Tune. It's a pretty cool track already. It's very flat, so there's not a whole lot of good camera views from anywhere, so the team didn't come out with us, so we're going to try and get as much GoPro footage as possible. So bear with us if it's kind of crappy, we're gonna do our best. First session in Test and Tune on Friday here at Autobahn. It's actually the 3rd session of the day for this group, but it's obviously my first. I'm gonna follow this, Focus ST.
Focus ST.
He's been here before. He said he'll slow down and show me the line, so I'm gonna follow him, kind of learn the line, get warmed up, and then see what happens.
Sweet. Good luck.
Thanks.
So Saturday morning started out, we had a little bit of moisture from the evening
before.
before.
It was so wet.
You had, were you first session on
Yeah.
Saturday? Yeah.
Yeah.
So you had the
It
first.
was very slippery.
Yeah. Green track,
Yup.
green tire temps, and rain. And then
There were so many people off track. The course just ate everyone up this weekend.
how was the session?
Super slick. I spun around on track, so that was fun. Luckily, no one hit me. There was people right behind me.
What induced the spin? What was the situation?
It was right here at turn, I forget the numbers. It might be turn 1, turn in. I don't know if I just had too much speed, but the back end came out around me. And that seemed to be the culprit at all of the turns. And I wasn't going fast, but I don't know if it was too hard of a turn in, but it just wanted to go all the way around. So I don't know if...
Was this lap 1?
No, 2.
Alright, so you had a lot more heat in the fronts, which is where we have more camber after the offset bushings from PowerFlex. If the rear is feeling like it's coming around, what do you know from all your HPD to do? Quiz time.
Yeah.
This is part of HPD 4.
I'm trying to think. I feel like carry less speed at turn in so that it doesn't come around. Get off the brakes sooner.
And in a straight line.
Yeah. I'm missing something.
You're missing car setup ideas.
As far as adjustments.
Yeah.
You know this.
I know.
I know you
I'm
know
on the
this.
spot. What? Take more pressure out of the rear?
You got to get the rear softer.
So take more pressure out of the rear.
Well, you could do it with pressure. We could do it with coilover adjustment. So we do have the H&Rs with the adjustable dampening.
Right, but we can't get to it easily. Can we?
Why not?
Aren't they blocked by the rear?
I mean, you got to take a tire off to get to it.
Well, that's what I meant.
Yeah. But they're right there on the bottom.
Oh, yeah. I'm thinking of mine at home.
It might help with the bumps in the braking zone too, because the back end's really...
So of all the things I'm hearing is that the track was bumpy, and now today you're having a little bit of rear grip issues, so you could take some more pressure out of the rear, which you kind of just did. You went down, what, another couple PSI?
Yeah.
and or now adjust the dampening a little softer to help with bump absorption. So Saturday we did some drills.
Yes.
We did an over-under drill, which is kind of Racecraft 101.
Yep. That's something I'm gonna work on for NCM. And then the other drill we did was nose to tail, so around the course twice, one person leading, one person following, and just staying right on their bumper. So you don't want to be able to see any of their tire all the way up, so you can't, see probably past here all the way around the course, even in braking zones, whole time. Definitely still have a lot to work on. We did the nose to tail drill and I was having a little bit of a hard time keeping up, but it was my first time doing it, so I have some room to grow there. Definitely sort of uncomfortable having to be that close to someone else. Having someone follow me and be that close is fine, but following someone else that closely is nerve-wracking. So, lots to learn still.
What'd you think of that? How was it driving that close proximity to people? I wasn't with you for that drill.
It's easier being the person in the front, but the person following, it's hard to keep up because you're not sure. I mean, you're supposed to be predictable, right? But you're still not sure if, hey, they're gonna brake really hard or they're not gonna brake, and you kind of either fall off or get too close. That makes you nervous, but I think the more I do it, it'll get easier.
Yeah, that's a good sort of chase, lead, follow is a pretty good setup for a race group as well.
Yep.
And that's what HPD4 is all about. It's not just go get your fastest lap time, which I think you did keep going faster throughout the weekend, if I recall, on Saturday.
Yeah.
But it's about how to do it and set up the pass or learn what your opponent is doing on track.
Right.
All right, Sunday, just finished the first session out.
Yep, so yeah, you just said it. We just finished up the first session Sunday morning. As you can hear, the track is getting heated up, so it's gonna be a good day. Next session, session 2, we're going to be doing, I don't think it really has a name, I guess, higher gear drill. So taking corners in a higher gear than you normally would. So most of the course I do third through the corners, so I'm gonna try and do fourth and see if there's any power to be had, if I can be in the power band, so to say, in the corner where normally it kind of bogs down, to see if we can gain any horsepower there. I'm excited to see. We're gonna do it 3 laps. You can do it longer if you want, but I'm excited to see if I can pick up any horsepower through some of the corners where normally you wouldn't think that you'd want to be in fourth, but maybe I find out it works for me and maybe it doesn't. We'll see what the car likes, but yeah, I'm excited for today. Sunday we had our morning warm-up, and then session 2 we did a higher gear drill. So taking all of the turns at a higher gear than we normally would. So I had an instructor with me kind of seeing what I can improve on, but also talking about that drill. And on the second lap, we just went ahead and were passing some traffic, and things get a little squirrely when you're in traffic and you're trying to get past someone and you're braking deep into the corner. And with our front wheel drive car, it kind of, slid with too much speed around the corner, and then the back end snapped around and sent me off track. And once you're in the grass, there's basically no saving it. So straight into a tire wall, and based on the data that we have and talking with the instructor I had with me about it, we decelled at the wall at like 6 Gs, which is quite a lot.
You okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you okay?
I'm totally okay. Yeah, your bags are out. You're okay though.
things considered, we're able to basically drift stitch the front end back together.
Yep.
Shout out to my dad who came out for the weekend as well, and your husband who helped pull some dents. It doesn't look too bad, all things considered.
Someone said it now has race car patina.
Yes, race car patina.
But actually, the bar that holds the skid plate on, which, did we ever get a name for it?
Yes, it's part of the skid plate kit. So you see in the video, I'm not super knowledgeable on the product catalog, but you'll see later in the video, the bar that holds our skid plate on, which we add with the skid plate kits for this car, saved the car. This would be a totaled car if it weren't for that skid plate.
Yeah.
And that's not some dummy plug because it's an ECS product. I'm very serious. You'll see the impact. If it weren't for that reinforced, looks like 1.5 inch or so diameter bar that holds the corner of the skid plate on, we'd have no control arm, no tire, no AC condenser, no radiator, no intercooler. It would have been all gone. This is the bracket we were talking about that saved the car. So it bolts into the front frame horn and then comes down. And if this weren't here, so it goes all the way over, and there's one on the other side as well. If this weren't here, all of this would be ripped off. You can see our paint marks didn't move on the adjustable bushings. You'll see that in our recap video as well. Subframe looks good where the control arms go into the subframe. Nothing moved there. Do you see the marks on this one? Mm-hmm. Did they move? Mm-mm. Okay. Okay, so we don't see anything wrong in the control arms. We don't see anything wrong in the mounts of the subframe. So the next logical step is then to look at the subframe. And I don't see anything bent. That's definitely tweaked. I don't know how you could have a 6G impact and expect it to still be straight. But the reason our alignment is off is if you look at where the subframe bolts to the frame rail. Grant, you come on this side.
I can move, Grant.
You're gonna see right here, you see the clean paint? That's how much the subframe moved after the impact. So that's what's affecting our suspension geometry. Do you see it moved about, what is that, 1/8 of an inch or so?
Yeah.
So we'll check the torque on those bolts as part of our repair procedure. I'm not going to bother moving it. Honestly, if you were making a street car, yeah, you'd probably change the subframe, but for our track car, we're basically going to just align it to what's bent. That's just the nature of the game with track cars. Check this side, same concept. So you can see this side move forward while that side moved aft. Can you see it up in there?
Which
I'm
makes
gonna have to
sense
get
for
on
why
this
it
side.
was angled to the left.
Yeah, you see all that clean exposed paint. So there's our indicator. Now there are tools that you could drop the subframe, replace it, make sure all your marks are perfect. But for what we're doing, track car duty, not a street car, we're not worried about it being totaled or not or any of that. We're just going to realign it there. But we will check all the torque. We'll run each bolt out, make sure there's no cracking in the bolts, and then replace as necessary. Here's the result of everything. Let's start with the toe because that's the most obvious. That's the one that we could work on trackside. We use toe plates, and so you can see we had about 1/2 degree of spread from the toe, but it's all dramatically towed to the right or passenger side. That's from using the toe plates trackside, so we at least get the car to track straight and drive it home 7 hours. Camber angle is actually pretty unaffected. We were right about 2.5, so 2.6 after hitting a wall is not bad. Probably take a little bit out as we realign it, so you want to get back to 2.5, 2.4, 2.5. And then caster, I think we were at 8.25, 8.5 before, so anything around that is fine. You don't want to get really like under 5 or so for track use. I don't even know what it is for the spec of the GTI. I don't know if anybody here knows either. But wherever it lands, as long as it's pretty proportional, we'll leave caster where it is. All right, let's align it. for the next episode to figure out what went wrong.